Before you were given a name, before you were told who you are, before anyone described the world to you, you were already here, breathing, aware, present. So let me ask you something that might unsettle you. What if most of what you call yourself was installed? Not discovered, installed. And what if the voice in your head, the one narrating your life, isn't your essence, but a conditioned echo? Stay with me, because once you see this clearly, you cannot unsee it. From the moment you entered this world, labels began attaching to you: boy or girl, quiet or loud, smart or difficult, obedient or rebellious. Every word acted like a subtle carving tool, shaping an identity before you ever questioned it. And you accepted it, not consciously, but gradually, like water shaping stone. Language became the invisible sculptor. But here's the deeper layer. You didn't just learn words. You learned what to value, what to fear, what to pursue, what to avoid. You learned what success looks like, what failure means, what being good enough requires. And none of it originated from your direct awareness. It was inherited. Let's interrupt this pattern for a moment. Right now, notice the silence behind your thoughts, the space that is aware of this sentence. That space existed before any belief about yourself formed. That awareness is not anxious. It is not insecure. It is not ambitious. It simply is. Everything else is layered on top. And those layers are reinforced by repetition. When you repeatedly say, "This is just who I am," you freeze a temporary pattern into a permanent identity. When you say, "I've always been this way," you close the door to transformation. But identity is not solid. It is rehearsed. Think about how often you replay old stories. "I've never been confident. I'm not good with money. Relationships never work for me." Each repetition strengthens neural pathways. The brain loves familiarity. Even when it's painful, familiarity feels safe, so the mind would rather cling to a known limitation than risk an unknown expansion. Now pause. What if the personality you defend so fiercely is simply the most repeated pattern? Consider this. If you move to a different country, speak a different language, surround yourself with different people, parts of your personality shift. New humor emerges, new expressions surface, new reactions appear. So which version is the real you? The one from your hometown? The one from your new environment? The one alone at night? The one performing in public? Or is the real you the awareness observing all these versions? Here's the turning point. There is a difference between essence and identity. Essence is the silent presence behind experience. Identity is the story told about that presence. And most people confuse the story for the source. Let's go deeper. From childhood, approval shaped behavior. When you were praised, you repeated the action. When you were criticized, you adjusted. Slowly, you constructed a version of yourself optimized for belonging. That version learned what to say, how to act, when to hide certain emotions, when to exaggerate others. And after years of repetition, the mask felt natural. But natural does not mean original. Here's something subtle. We call it finding yourself. But what if the process is actually unlearning what you are not? What if awakening is subtraction, not addition? Remove the borrowed beliefs. Remove the inherited fears. Remove the unconscious scripts. What remains? Not emptiness, presence, pure awareness without narration. Let's interrupt again. For a few seconds, drop every description of yourself. Not your age, not your job, not your personality traits, not your past. Without referencing memory, who are you? You cannot answer that with language, because language describes form. But what you are at the core is not a form. It is the capacity to experience form. This is why silence feels uncomfortable for many people. Without constant narration, the identity weakens. And when identity weakens, the illusion of control trembles. But here is the paradox. You don't lose yourself in that silence. You rediscover the ground beneath the story. And from that ground, you can consciously choose your identity instead of inheriting it unconsciously. Imagine living that way, not reacting from old patterns, not defending outdated labels, not shrinking to match someone else's expectation, but responding from awareness, calm, clear, deliberate. This is not about rejecting your personality. It is about realizing you are not confined to it. You can update it, refine it, expand it, because it was built, and what is built can be rebuilt. The moment you stop saying, "This is just who I am," and start asking, "Is this still who I choose to be?" something shifts. You move from unconscious repetition to conscious creation. Let's make it practical. Notice one belief about yourself that feels heavy. I'm not disciplined. I'm too sensitive. I'm bad at speaking. Instead of fighting it, observe it. When did it begin? Who first implied it? How many times have you repeated it? You will likely discover it started as a single moment, a comment, a failure, an embarrassment, and then repetition solidified it. But repetition can work in the opposite direction too. Small new actions, small new choices, repeated consistently, gradually reshaping identity. This is not about pretending to be someone else. It is about remembering you were never limited to the old script. Essence is flexible, identity is editable, and awareness is the editor. Right now, as you listen, notice something profound. There is a part of you that is unchanged since childhood. The same silent witness that experienced your first memory is experiencing this moment. Your body changed, your opinions changed, your roles changed, but the awareness behind them remained constant. That is closer to what you truly are than any personality trait. And when you anchor in that awareness, something powerful happens. You stop clinging to temporary versions of yourself. You stop fearing reinvention. You stop defending outdated narratives because you realize you are not the character. You are the consciousness playing the character, and characters can evolve. So here is the invitation. For 1 week, question every rigid statement about yourself. Any sentence that starts with, "I always," "I never," "I'm just," pause. Replace certainty with curiosity. Not "I am this," but "I have been practicing this pattern." Do you feel the difference? One is fixed, the other is fluid, and fluid systems can transform. This is how awakening begins, not with fireworks, but with subtle awareness, not by adding mystical concepts, but by questioning inherited conclusions. You don't need a new identity, you need distance from the old one, because when you stop gripping the mask, it loosens. When you stop rehearsing the script, it fades. And when the noise quiets, something simple remains. Presence, not dramatic, not mystical, just here. From that place, you can design your life consciously. You can choose traits intentionally. You can respond rather than react. You can evolve without losing yourself, because you were never the fixed version to begin with. So the next time you say, "This is just who I am," pause. Ask yourself, is this truth or repetition? Because repetition built your identity, and awareness can rebuild it. The question is not who you have been. The question is, who are you choosing to become now?